So you said the next 2 episodes are still new?
That's as far as I went. Apparently the next 2 weeks are still new. I have absolutely no idea what the CW is doing with their schedule right now, because for the last 3 weeks, everybody's been saying there's a break until July.
Yeah. Well, we're back. I'm Will.
I'm Kristen.
We're watching Riverdale. It was episode, I don't know, 14.
Chapter 83, Fire in the Sky, episode 7.
So we were watching it and
We were watching it. It had a hard time keeping my focus.
And I kind of kept drifting to Twitter, and I realized that we had come back from break after Jughead got abducted, and he was just talking to Tabitha. And I was like, wait a minute, what happened? And you were like, he got abducted. And I was like, I know, but then what happened? And you were like, he's here. What did you, were you not paying attention? And I was like, not really. And
that all happened in the commercial break.
And you were like, I don't know, this episode's bad and I don't care. And the whole time I was watching it, I was trying to come up with an angle because I knew we had to talk about it. And I was like, this episode's bad and I don't care.
It was bad and kind of dumb and just like...
It was definitely,
I guess,
a filler episode moving things around. It's one of those, Riverdale has a tendency to just decide that things matter.
Yeah.
And so it's decided that we need a fire squad. What are they called?
Department?
Fire department. Fire squad. They should have made the Vixens do it.
Yeah. Archie, it's not Archie Andrews if he's not endangering the lives of teenagers to suit his own needs.
And taking on too many jobs.
Yeah.
Like, because he's now a teacher.
Yeah.
And a firefighter.
Yeah.
And...
That's it. He has, reopened the gym, but I think not for gymming.
Well, and so, okay. I understand that they had plans for Katie Keene to keep going. But they're committed to the crossover,
sure,
but only barely.
Yeah.
Like, Bernardo was in half of this episode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you're going to make me remember Bernardo,
yeah,
he better be, of consequence.
And he really wasn't. And
to the point where we weren't even sure if it was the same guy. We looked it up, it was, but he was coming across differently.
I understand not wanting to leave your lucrative post at the FDNY. That obviously makes sense. On the same coin then, though, why, Riverdale, did you bring this firefighter here to train you for what, 1 day? So that these tweens can fight fires?
And they tried to backlog with oh yeah, fires have been running rampant, but they're all conspicuously around the same time that this Jackson dude shows up.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
He's gotta go. I'm not a fan of Jackson already.
Up to no good.
He also was just immediately like, I'm gonna murder Hiram Lodge. Do you know how many people have failed at that job?
Well, I don't know. Now things are personal with Veronica and Hiram. Now they're personal. They haven't been this whole time, but now they are?
Well, but then he also he's not the one who flooded the market of her, Veronica dollars or whatever. I don't know. It was a
very It Thinks It's People episode.
It really was. It really, really
and
was.
Betty is flashing that FBI badge left and right.
Her FBI trainee badge?
That she got from a Jack or Cracks carton. I don't know. Box.
Oh, man.
That's what he said. And there's missing girls in the swamp.
Okay, here is the part.
R.I.P. Margaret. I mean, she was a teenager?
I think most of them are teenagers. I think Polly is a little bit of an anomaly in this sense. I hate to break it to you, but teenage girls go missing all the time.
Sure, but I mean, Riverdale, it's these teenage hookers, apparently, working the truck stop.
This is my biggest issue with this episode. I'm being so sincere. It got too real. Too, real world real. Because it was
I now care about Erica, Margaret's mother.
Yeah.
Margaret died 7 years ago.
She went missing 7 years ago. We just found her body, but not even so much that. It's that they're that is sincerely how law enforcement treats missing kids, missing teenagers. They're well, they probably just ran away from home. And it's 21 young girls along one strip of highway ran away, all of them over a period of years? No.
And so far, one of them's not Squeaky, which...
So far, none of them are Squeaky.
I'm not saying that Squeaky is like the key to unraveling this mystery, but it's like they did make a point
set that up
to give her a name and to show her running.
Yeah.
So it's like
so my point
is if she wasn't that body they found, then I don't think she's dead.
No, not yet.
Because otherwise that would have been
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So my other issue with the real worldness, because my issue is twofold. The other one is Archie and Jackson and the way that we treat Army veterans, military veterans in the United States. That is a very real world consequence of young men going to war that Riverdale has not earned the right to discuss. And I just...
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it will be ongoing, but it felt inappropriate as the D plot of this mid-season episode.
Yeah, where like Jackson lost his spot at this kind of like a halfway housey kind of thing that was meant to be like helping him rehabilitate and work back in his civilian life. And then we found out Archie's really struggling and he can't talk to his friends about it because they don't understand trauma. Like, understandably, they don't get
it's
war
a different
times.
type of trauma, but like, Betty was in a hole.
Betty had to put the lotion on her skin. Like, it's just there's other trauma. I don't know. Those two plot points, which were like not major enough to get what they deserved and not minor enough for me to let them skate by, really took me out of this episode. It's too real, especially in an episode where children are forming a fire department and
Earl is dead.
Earl is dead, and Jughead got abducted by the Mothman. I just like those things can't all happen in the same. And there was a dance off for control of the Vixens. I'm sorry, that's like it's callous.
Maybe Cheryl can give us her time machine because I don't know where she is. But
yeah, I think it's callous to put such serious issues in an episode where there was a dance off for control of the cheerleaders. You know?
And like, I mean, this is the 5th season of Riverdale. We've seen dance-offs, and it's also just a little pathetic on Cheryl's part.
I know, right?
This was beneath her.
I was thinking the same thing.
She's what, 25, taking on teenagers? It's like...
I was like, Cheryl, please.
Although Madeline, I always forget she can dance.
Yeah.
Like, most people can't just pull out the splits, but...
No. It's not that she's bad at it, it's just that she's
nothing if not excellent at her job, but
she's playing an adult woman who is dancing off with a child in order to decide who is going to coach the cheerleading squad.
She actually was kind of hilarious when she was confronted with Agatha, Adelaide Rudolph, whatever. Yeah. It was very kind of gulp. I still don't know what's going on there. The Mothman seemed to be real?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but we've got Pop Tate back in for a minute.
We've been trained to not take the supernatural stuff seriously because it's always given an answer, and I'm sure we'll get one here. And this is where kind of our frustration with the universe is, because it's like there was meant to be a Sabrina crossover, and they take place in the same universe, and so it's like ergo, I mean, one of the jewels of what was it? They found the King Midas's crown or something, King Solomon's crown, King Judas, somebody's crown, King Judas.
I'm gonna go with Solomon.
I don't remember who it was, but they found a crown in Riverdale, but that was on Sabrina.
Right.
I don't know. And then, so yeah, Pops.
I need you to find yourself, man.
The Mothman. Nana Rose and Pop saw them.
Yeah, Nana Rose and Pop Tate were both at the diner or at the chocolate shop when it happened.
Who is Nana Rose?
Old Nana Rose?
Yeah.
Like her name? I don't know.
That woman is captivating.
Yeah, she's great.
Barbara Wallace. Anytime Nana Rose is on screen, I'm like, strap your tits in.
Yeah.
We are gonna get
It's gonna be a real tit flapper.
Yeah. But I just love how casually she was talking about the aliens.
Yeah.
And then I guess she found an alien body And then she straight like Jedi mind tricked the other aliens who came to get it. And she's like,
the body you're looking for is not here in my maple farm, sir.
And then she proceeds to lose it. She preserves the maple syrup in a maple syrup barrel and then loses the barrel. To which I was like, because I was like, who's getting like accidentally, they open that barrel and they're pouring like
alien syrup.
And so
at the very least, dead human body syrup.
Well, it was a weird body. It was some cryptoid shit. Yeah. And so Jughead and Tabitha are like, Tabitha's least of my issues.
No, not an issue.
I like her a lot, but in an already gargantuan cast, why we're bringing in more people is very strange. But yeah, so they found some doctor or something that's gonna come.
She's an anthropologist, it says. Yeah.
Who's gonna come try and check the body. Although they lost the body.
They lost the body, so. Because Jughead got abducted or whatever, and then they, like, obviously took the body with them.
We're in some American Horror Story territory where it's like, you have bitten off more than you can chew.
Yeah, that is sort of mostly how I feel about this episode in general, where I just was like, you're doing too many things, you're not doing any of them well, and you're doing some of them very badly.
Also, Veronica is becoming an enigma to me because I love how...
Becoming? I can't get a read on her from one minute to the next.
I love how tapped in she is to to New York, and they're not even socialites; they're nobodies. But she literally was like, my best friend Katie Keene's roommate's ex-boyfriend is a firefighter, and I was like, I couldn't in my life. I would need a pencil and a piece of paper to diagram that before I told somebody.
Sure.
It just like, I don't know. So what is Hiram doing? Do we know, or is it a secret?
I think
because they don't care. So if we know, I've forgotten.
I think it's mostly a secret.
Okay.
He is trying to build a turnpike through Swedlow Swamp.
And the turnpike, like Sodale, is a necessary part of the smoke screen.
Then I think we don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care.
Is there going to be smoke and a screen?
I hate Hiram. I don't care about any of his nefarious plans. I hate what he's done to Reggie, although Reggie seems to have found a little tiny piece of his soul because he like...
Yeah, he thinks he left it in Betty's vagina.
I mean...
That was crude.
There are worse things. There are worse things we could see. No, I just...
Alice is still hanging on by a thread, too.
Yeah, I'm sort of hoping that we actually get Mensch and Amok to like at some point this season. It'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad we're on that. We almost always are on the same page. But
what did you think we were going to come in here and I was going to be like, this was great?
No, we just weren't really talking.
No.
And just, you were so resigned by the end. And I was like, oh, thank God. I was trying to figure out what angle I was going to take. I was like, this is awful.
Not a winner for me.
So, yeah, the firefighter plot appears that it's going to carry over. The kids actually the teenagers seem kind of cool. Even though they screwed over Veronica, it seemed like they actually learned something.
They learned their lesson at the end. And to be fair, she actually seems like a great economics professor. So, I mean, that's one thing at least.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that's really everything of consequence. Yeah. We're on the same page that Eric Jackson's up to no good.
Definitely no good.
And or he and Archie are a love for the ages.
Now?
We don't know.
Could really go either way at this point.
Kevin and Fangs are still just happy to be invited.
Well, Kevin said something at the beginning of the episode. One of them made a comment about like so many men, just like a series of men or something, and Kevin was like, "My idea of a good night" or something, and I was like, "Fangs is right there."
They totally. They're open.
Oh, they're open, you think? Okay, I guess.
They hang out at, what was the park? They go cruising.
Well, then why would you stay together with your high school boyfriend?
Because it's Drew Ray Tanner.
Well.
He's hot and sleazy. Take it sleazy. In a good way. I like him. I think he's adorable.
This really devolved.
Fangs is my favorite. So if we have learned anything,
one thing from our,
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. So are we done?
Yeah, we're done. This was a weird, bad, dumb
Well, we
episode.
thought we were done. You were like, I was looking so forward to
I
having my
was.
Wednesdays back. And it's like, no, smooth sailing. So
apparently we'll see you next week.
next week will be fine. The week after will be fantastic.
Okay.
Calling it now.
All right. Fingers crossed. Bye.